Check. 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 1, 2. Check. 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 Check.
What's happening, guys?
I'm just checking the mic. It is. We're still waiting on the game before us. We're still in the 6th inning.
Ball 4 to Cheyenne to take a base. Now, to the plate. Number 11, Jessica Zabella, the first baseman.
This is you.
On safe down at second and full base.
Go, Jessica.
Ashley.
Yeah,
How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. How are you feeling?
we're hopefully about 10, 15 minutes away. So you want to go ahead and fire it up?
I mean, I'm ready whenever you are. I'm not the one that had a bucket of party shots.
Are you able to hear Ron and Q, or just us?
No, I can't hear Ron.
Can't hear Ron.
Mm-mm.
What are you?
He said he's got 1 minute intro. How long's your intro?
Yeah, mine's the same, so we'll start at the same time.
All right, let's go in 5. Oh wait, is that enough time, Ashley?
Yeah.
All right, let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is an iTalk 1067 Sports exclusive. Local sports are on iTalk 1067 and online at iTalk1067.com. Presented by Sholo Ford. Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Octopus Car Wash, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, Little Bluebird Studios, Comfort Fit Dentures, and Aliberto's. And now, local sports on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com.
Very good evening, and thank you for joining
Sholo
us here at
Ford.
Rose Mofford Sports Complex, where we have the #1 Benson Bobcats ready to take on the #4 Round Valley Elk in a semifinal matchup. As I'm Derek alongside Blake. This is a kind of an interesting matchup, Blake, in large part because what you have is an established Benson program against an up-and-coming Round Valley program. Both of them don't have an awful lot of seniors, but you got all of that tradition coming in on the one side and a little bit of what we could say is youthful ignorance on the other. But I think that might kind of play into Round Valley's favor. What say you?
Yeah, I think, there's a saying out there that current success is possibly the biggest threat to future success, and that's what Round Valley is banking on this evening, coming in against this #1 Benson team. They want to capitalize on the fact that they have nothing to lose. I mean, they're coming into this contest with everything on the line, the best team that they've had in franchise history, so to speak, for a school anyways. And the coach is just talking about the excitement. The girls are relaxed. They're excited to be here, but they're ready to play. There's no reputation to upkeep. There's nothing to hold back. I mean, everything's on the line for those Round Valley Elks, and I think they're really ready to fire.
So this is a ball game in the semifinals, pitting two teams that have each only lost but one time. And that 17-1 finish for Round Valley is the best finish ever for the Elk. They also have won their region for the first time in program's history. So they're coming in with all sorts of stuff to feel good about, but they're coming up against the Benson team that is going to be boasting an awful lot of talent. And it starts in the circle with Kyrie Walker. She is a Yavapai Community College commit, and she is going to be really showing these young Elk exactly what it's like here at the top.
Yeah, and actually, I think Kyrie Walker's on the Elks.
Oh, I beg your
team.
pardon. Yes. I mean Emily Darwin.
Yeah, Darwin over for the Benson Bobcats, and exactly, she's already got a college plans out there. She's their ace pitcher, and we even caught up with the coach for the Elks, and he said, that's going to be one of the biggest challenges for the day is just trying to get on the bag against Darwin. She's a senior ace pitcher this year, so that's going to be one of the biggest challenges for the Elks, just trying to get on the bags out there.
On the other side for Round Valley, and this time I'm right, Anna Areola is just a freshman as a catcher at 9 home runs, going to be playing without the elevation that may have been helping out to get some of those out of the yard, but it's going to be hot. 95 degrees right before we went on the air, and usually the ball starts jumping. Probably not going to still leave as much as it is when it's a mile high above sea level, but still, she's got an awful lot of history, and it's going to be an interesting watching her come up against this pitcher in Darwin who's going to have a lot of velocity. So often with softball, all you got to do is put the bat on it to make it go.
That's right. Ariella, she's only a freshman this year, as you mentioned. Not only does she have nine home runs, a team high, but she also holds the team record for doubles. 10 doubles, 26 RBIs in the season. She's been putting the ball in play with a .561 batting average coming into this game. Just solid slugging percentage. I mean, she's just putting the ball out there. And so exactly like you say, when you face a potentially high velocity pitcher like Darwin, putting the meat of the bat on the play, and you got a potential for action out there.
Well, we'll get the starting lineup set for the semifinal matchup as the number 4 Elk are at Rose Mofford, ready to take on the top-seeded Benson Bobcats. We'll have the starting lineups for you right after this. It's Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
I chose Northland Pioneer College because it's close to where I live. My instructor taught me how to build a foundation and framing and use different tools I haven't used. There's always been work everywhere. I want to get educated and start from the bottom and learn how to find myself and what I can do. MPC's transforming my life.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928. Hungry for a win? Your stomach is always a winner at Aliberto's. Open daily 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., Aliberto's is the best place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner to satisfy your hunger for real fresh Mexican food. With locations in Shola, Wagon Wheel, Pine Top, Taylor, Heber, Eager, and Holbrook, they're ready to satisfy your hunger and help your stomach feel like a winner. Aliberto's. Real, fresh Mexican food.
The 2021 postseason is presented by Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce. Also brought to you in part by First Propane. First in propane, first in service. K&S Tech Services. For all your IT needs, think K&S Tech Services. Positive Solar. Smile more, pay less. Kyson and Cody Burden and team. And Heels Pest Control. Call 536-6868 to exterminate.
7 minutes.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com. Need hats, shirts, or jackets embroidered with your logo? Get custom embroidered products from Little Bluebird Studios. That's right, the company that does the best job screen printing t-shirts and hoodies now offers embroidery. Little Bluebird Studios is a local company with skilled designers that care about your company's image and brand. Call Little Bluebird Studios today, 928-351-7942, or online at littlebluebird.org. Little Bluebird Studios, the company that cares.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Matchup, the number 4 Round Valley Elk ready to take on the number 1 Benson Bobcats as we got the starting lineup for you, beginning with the visiting Elk. And it starts with Kayla Logan, who's leading off and playing second. She's followed by Madison Mariscal, who is at short, and then Anna Areola, the freshman catcher, who's hitting third. Also talked about her in the opener with those 9 homers. As in the cleanup spot, Emily Muth, who is playing left field, and then the designated player is Allison Muth. Shyla McCall is hitting 6th, and over at third base, Carly Hawes is in the 7 hole and playing first. Macy Soderquist is hitting 8th and in center field, and then Kyrie Walker is rounding it out. And pitcher, they're going to have Merrick Newby as the flex, and she'll be starting in center field for the 17-1 Round Valley Elk. Benson is the top seed playing in the home dugout. Their starting lineup will go as follows with Selena Wilharm playing shortstop while leading off. Tatum Benson is batting second and playing second. Then Emily Darwin, the pitcher, is hitting third. Trinity Bullock is in the cleanup spot while playing first. Teresa Garza is hitting 5th and playing third base. Kayla Sherman is hitting 6th and over in left field. Shaylin Taylor is in the 7th spot while playing right. Brooklyn Pullis is hitting in the 8th spot and playing center field. And then Taylor Fenn rounds it out for Benson. She is the catcher. It's getting a late start because Williams needed to go the distance against Superior. So this one starting what will be about 45 minutes later than scheduled, as we'll have some keys for you right after this and the first pitch, as it's a semifinal matchup, Round Valley and Benson coming up. Cholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
The 2021 postseason is presented by Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce. Also brought to you in part by First Propane. First in propane, first in service. K&S Tech Services. For all your IT needs, think K&S Tech Services. Positive Solar. Smile more, pay less. Kyson and Cody Burden and team. And Heels Pest Control. Call 536-6868 to exterminate.
Hungry for a win? Your stomach is always a winner at Alberto's. Open daily 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., Alberto's is the best place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner to satisfy your hunger for real fresh Mexican food. With locations in Sholo, Wagon Wheel, Pine Top, Taylor, Heber, Eager, and Holbrook, they're ready to satisfy your hunger and help your stomach feel like a winner. Alberto's. Real, fresh Mexican food.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Semifinal matchup, #4 Round Valley, #1 Benson. Bear in mind, there was no tournament last year. So in 2019, #1 Benson was upended in the championship by Camp Verde, who checked in as the #3 seed. So we'll take a quick look at some Ace Hardware keys to the game. Ace Hardware has a 24/7 locksmith. The next time you're locked out of your car or just need a key replaced any hour of the day or night, any night of the week, call Ace Hardware, your helpful place with 3 locations in Pine Top, Overguard, and Sholo. Blake, what's your key?
Well, we got a chance to catch up with Coach Brittany Batten of the Benson Bobcats earlier, and she was talking about how, as they faced some teams with better batting and especially a strong hitting Elks team, they may come out here and be ready either way to even possibly head them up with a short game. That's not off the radar, and they're expecting for the Elks to pull out all the stops. And so defensive prowess is going to be the Bobcat strategy, ready for that. And, of course, their star pitcher, Darwin, on the mound.
It was really neat talking to Coach Batten first and hearing all about the culture that she was part of when she was playing at Benson, and how she felt as if it was continued once she was back there and that she was able to continue it once she became the head coach. Similar conversation, though, with Coach Emerald, as he was very pleased with the direction that his program was going and all of his very youthful players.
That's right. Even creating a dynasty, so to speak, within his family. He's got his daughter up there as the assistant coach. I believe her name is Jordan. I can look that up here in a second. But, yeah, neat thing, racing the family out there in Round Valley and coming alongside Pops.
All right.
So about to get this thing going. Again, it's a little bit late because the Williams Superior semifinal matchup out of the 1A
will be the visiting team, the Round Valley Elks.
Oh, I think that they're going to announce starting lineups.
They come in to determine the number 4 seed.
So we will allow them to do that and step away and be ready for the first pitch right after this. It's Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
The 2021 postseason is presented by Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce. Also brought to you in part by First Propane. First in propane, first in service. K&S Tech Services. For all your IT needs, think K&S Tech Services. Positive Solar. Smile more, pay less. Kyson and Cody Burden and team. And Heels Pest Control. Call 536-6868 to exterminate.
Number 13, Anna Ariola.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Winning takes focus, preparation, and support. Keep focused on your dream career while saving thousands in tuition costs at Northland Pioneer College. We're here to support your goals and see you succeed. Visit npc.edu to see our programs. An academic advisor will get you on the right path to achieve your educational goals. Northland Pioneer College, expanding minds, transforming lives.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Semifinal matchup at Rose Montfort Complex. #1 Benson playing host, at least in the home dugout with #4 Round Valley. Going to be coming up to start this semifinal matchup a little bit late. But when they do, when it comes time to tip off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition in Arizona with classes starting at just $40 per credit hour. That's Northland Pioneer College. It's turning into a beautiful night. I know that those of you who don't live in these parts are probably still a little bit moist, but you just need to tough it out because this is turning into a nice starless evening underneath the lights. They're going to give you an update here on the temperature, which is still at 95 degrees.
Yeah, it's a beautiful 95 degrees out here.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I said it without any irony. Is the biggest thing.
Yeah, me too.
So the Bobcats right now being announced as the Elk have. Round Valley playing as the visitor will be wearing black tops with gold sleeves, black pants, and Benson wearing a slate, I think we'd call that, with some blue pants, red socks, all of them high, as they're going to get ready to come on out with Emily Darwin, the Yavapai College commit.
In lieu of the national anthem, for a moment of silence for all those who've made this baseball game and softball spring season possibility, along with all those troops that protect us daily from harm's way. A moment of silence.
A brief moment of silence. We'll join them.
Thank you. Let's play ball.
I was trying to pause so you might hear the nature of the moment of silence, but it was just celebrating everybody who has been sacrificing over the last 14 months. So many people have. And it was a nice little homage, especially for all the first responders and the folks in the hospitals that have been doing so much during the COVID pandemic. So shout out and thank you all for your service and sacrifice. As this is going to be underway, the umpires are taking their positions, and Benson is about to storm the field as Emily Darwin is coming out and ready to take the circle. Darwin.
And we'll give you the update of that one.
On the season.
And of course, these teams will meet the winners
is making her 11th appearance. She's 7-1 on the year with an ERA of just 1.30. 5 complete games already to her credit as she combines to make up the battery with Taylor Fenn. Behind her, the infield going right to left with Teresa Garza, Selena Wilharm, Tatum Benson, and Trinity Bullock is at first base. Then in left to right in the outfield with Kayla Sherman, Brooklyn Polis, who's in there as the flex, and Shaylin Taylor. As there's nothing but light on the field. There is no sun to obscure, no shadows either, as everybody has taken their requisite warm-up tosses. And starting things for Round Valley is going to be Kayla Logan. She'll be followed by Madison Marisol and then Anna Areola. Round Valley on the come-up. Benson trying to remain atop and also trying to gain a little vengeance after being denied in the last opportunity for some hardware. As Logan stepping in, she's hitting .492 on the season out of the leadoff spot. She'll dig in really close to the chalk and leaning over the plate here to lead things off against Darwin. First pitch here in this semifinal matchup as Darwin's ready and underway, and she's on the outside corner for strike one.
Man, that came in first pitch, just perfect placement on the inside corner. Lots of spin, a lot of velocity. You can tell Darwin's ready to get this game rolling.
Well, both teams have been lurking in the outfield, champing at the bit, as it were, and try to get the semifinal matchup underway as the 0-1 is swung on and chopped toward third. Garza's got it on the run over to first base and plenty of time to retire the first out.
Nice play by Garza over there at third base, running in, seeing the ball right off the bat. High chopper, great fielding, actually great execution by Garza.
So with nobody aboard and one out here in the top half of the first, the Elk will bring up Madison Marcel, as she also will hit from the right side, moving up in the box as she's given a little bit of space between her toes in the chalk as Darwin's first pitch is bunted but foul. That a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball.
And, you know, that's something we did get a chance to catch up with Coach Batten before the game. They were ready. They knew that the Elks were going to be a little bit intimidated by this pitcher, Darwin, on the mound, and they were ready for some of that small ball. And you can see it in position and just the stature of the infield right now.
0-1 now to Marisol as she is again back in the box with her stance just a bit open. Darwin ready with an 0-1 pitch. This is at the chin. First ball that she has thrown here in the early going. 1 ball and 1 strike now to the Elk shortstop.
One thing the Elks are going to have to do is just adjust to Darwin's velocity. It's coming in pretty hot. We don't have a radar gun, but I guess we're talking mid-60s.
1-1 is fouled back to the screen. Another Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. Down to the count now. A ball and 2 strikes. Marisol on the season is .516. She has 2 Comfort Fit Denture home runs. But right now just looking to try to get the offense started as creeping above the bag is Garza, but now walking back down the line a little bit. Both corners are playing over the bag. Is Darwin now ready with a 1-2 offering? That's a rise ball that swung on and missed the first strikeout here for the senior.
Yeah, you can see that great movement by Darwin as that ball actually rose up out of the zone above the bat of Marisol. Nice pitch.
So nobody aboard now, 2 away in the top half of the first, the semifinal matchup. Round Valley getting a late start against Benson. And that brings up Anna Areola. She's got her foot back on the chalk. Very open stance as well with her hands high. She awaits Darwin's first offering that's at the letters.
I think Areola was taking notes on the last couple of pitches by Darwin, noticing that she's trying to get that chase high in the zone. Or out of the zone, I should say.
Probably trying to keep her from really extending, too. She's a big one. She's now ready with this 1-0 pitch. It's down the 2 for strike 1. And 9 Comfort Fit Denture home runs for Areola on the season.
That's right. We asked Coach Emerald before the game who we should be looking out for, and he mentioned her name was the first one on the list, freshman Areola, the hot bat for the Elks this year.
Ball and a strike from Darwin on the way as this one is again up in the zone, but off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. The first time now we've seen Darwin have to work from behind in the count.
And that's one of the things that great hitters will do. They force you into the count that they want to see, force great pitches to come across, and discipline at the plate is huge right now.
Darwin spinning the ball on her hip now, ready with the 2-1. Just a bit low. 3 balls and a strike, trying to get it started with 2 outs here in the top half of the first. Emily Muth is waiting on deck. It was a relatively easy first 2 outs as Logan grounded out to third after just 2 pitches, and Marisol struck out swinging. But now a 3-1 pitch coming away here from Darwin. She tries to avoid the free pass here, but this was his high and tight both, and the Elk have their first base runner.
Great eye by Areola, great at-bat, actually. One thing that she advantages from in that at-bat is getting multiple pitches. The more pitches you get in, the more chance you have to see that ball release point from the pitcher. You get a chance to time up the pitches coming in across the plate, that high velocity from Darwin. And I think she's going to be ready to rock against Darwin the next at-bat. She's even got a better advantage coming into the next round at-bat.
Kayla White's going to go over and run for Areola, who walked, and you get an idea about the respect there that she has garnered over the first year of her campaign as an Elk. She's being treated very carefully by Darwin, the senior, as she walks on 4 pitches. And now hitting from the left side, Emily Muth is going to try to get it going for Round Valley as the first pitch is again low. Kayla White getting a very aggressive lead as she's out there running for Areola, and that's now 5 misses on her last 6 offerings from Darwin.
I like the awareness of the catcher, Taylor Finn, behind the dish out there, ready for the steal.
1-0 is a big swing and a miss, and again taking a look down at the first base line as White is again getting an aggressive lead. A ball and a strike to Muth. She's up there again with a gaudy average for one of the Round Valley players. She's hitting .535. She has 5 doubles, 2 triples, and 3 Comfort Fit Denture home runs as the 1-1 pitch is well out of the zone. Fenn has to leave her crouch to get it. It's now 2 balls and 1 strike as we continue to watch Darwin continue to be very careful with the heart of this Round Valley order. With White standing on first, the 2-1 pitch is swung on and skied down the left field line, sending Sherman back into foul territory.
No, foul ball, not handled.
All right, so I could not catch the angle with this screen in front of me, but she was not able to bring it in. But she was in foul territory.
Yeah, it almost looked like Sherman kind of jabbed at it. I don't know if it got lost in one of these lights up here on our side, poking that way. But regardless, that's a break for the Elks. That was a playable.
Oh, yeah. It won't go down as an error, but Muth with second life as she is now evened up in the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes here in the top half of the first inning. There's no score. Round Valley drew a 2-out walk, but Darwin's trying to strand as she readies this 2-2 pitch. It's swung on and missed. Her second strikeout here in the first inning. Retires the side. No runs, no hits, 1 runner left on. And after half an inning, it's Round Valley nothing. And Benson coming up on Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball, Night Talk 106.7 and NightTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Shola Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Shola Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Shola Ford has the best deal. Shola Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at SholaFord.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972 Mountain Mobile Auto
No score in the home half of the first. As Kyrie Walker, junior thrower here for Round Valley, comes in 14-1, 2.42 ERA. As Coach Emerald was talking an awful lot about what kind of a workhorse she is as she combines with Areola to make up the battery. Infield behind her is going Shiloh McCall, Madison Marisol, Kayla Logan, and Carly Hawes left to right. And likewise in the outfield, Emily Muth, Merrick Newby, who's the flex, and Macy Soderquist. As Walker is already dipping and dealing, and off speed, but staying with the pitch and punching this one just into right field. A base hit on the first pitch for Wilharm.
Great job by Wilharm on holding up on that pitch. It's interesting to start the game with an off-speed pitch like that, and she did a great job of waiting for that to come in and just putting the bat on the ball. Didn't get the meat of the bat, but enough to make a base hit out of it, and that's going to be a runner on first for the Bobcats.
So one pitch, one runner aboard. No score, but Benson already with a runner on as Tatum Benson's up. Bunting pulls it back as the pitch misses high and outside for ball one. Benson stepping into the right-handed batter's box. She's hitting .469. Got 8 extra base hits to her credit. She is up hugging the top of the box there. A little bit closer to Walker. There, that pitch is in the dirt, and Nan's going to carry him off of Ariola's shoulder, and now trying to stretch it all the way over to third, but the throw is going to be short hop, gets behind McCall, and now trying to come around to score is Wilharm, and she is able to do so on a wild pitch. So score that wild pitch that allows her to take second and third, and they just announced that she comes home after McCall wasn't able to throw or handle the throw in the dirt. And wow, what a way to start the ballgame.
That's a rough way to see the first run come by if you're the Elks watching this. One of the advantages that Benson Bobcats have coming into this contest is the batting average, the power behind the plate. These guys come in with 36 home runs on the season, a team average of 515, and a total of 73 doubles on the season as a team. So these guys have a hot bat this year, but they are facing, as you mentioned, Kyrie Walker, who's coming off of 15 wins for the season.
So now the 2-0 pitch is off the fist and popped over to Marisol at short. She's able to grab it, and I tell you what, just imagine the difference in complexion here. Had Areola been able to keep that ball in front of her, instead it sent Wilharm on the merry-go-round as she was able to take second and third on the wild pitch and then come around and score on the error. But there's nobody aboard now. 1-0 Benson leads. No, one out is Darwin now trying to help her own cause as she takes a look at the pitch just off the plate inside.
Nice play, nice catch by Madison Mariscal over at shortstop. The last play that we just saw. Had to read it, had to backpedal a little bit to grab it, but nice execution.
Darwin up there hitting .593 as she keeps her hands back on another off-speed pitch and again punches this one into short right field. Woo. A diving effort from Newby. She wasn't able to come away with it, but then she flipped the ball over second base. And fortunately for the Elks, McCall was backing her up. But that's another really good approach here off of an off-speed pitch out of Walker. She's making good pitches, but right now Benson's just doing everything that they can with them.
That's right. There's not much really you can do with that. I mean, that was a perfectly placed pitch. Great change in velocity right there by Kyrie Walker. And the Bobcats have just done an amazing job by keeping their bat steady and watching those come in.
Bullock up and swinging and missing at the first pitch. We just had a foul ball come from the Pace and Take a Birdie ball game that nearly struck a couple of us with very little help from the fans. As this one bunted as it was elevated in the zone, and that will clear the screen for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. But now down to the count, Trinity Bullock 0-2. She's hitting .467 on the year with 6 doubles and 2 Comfort Fit Denture home runs. 1-0 Benson leading here in the bottom of the first. And a runner on first after Darwin was able to follow up Wilharm's trip around the bases with another base hit into short right. The 0-2 pitch is chopped off of Bullock's foot and foul. Very aggressive are these Bobcats. By the time that was rolling out of the batter's box, Darwin was already well on her way to second.
You got this, T. You got this.
So Bullock with another crack, still down in the count, 0-2 with one away here in the first. Walker back on the rubber and dealing. This 0-2 pitch is off speed and high. Ball and 2 strikes.
I think Walker thought she might be able to get another chase after that high pitch. Try to throw an off speed, throw her off. I like the selection.
Having to work from behind now in the early going. She is now ready with a 1-2 pitch. It's off the fist and pushed into right field, but hold the phone. They're going to say that Darwin left early.
On the right field, so Thursday at 9, 2 down.
So they just announced. Okay, so the home plate umpire is clearing things up.
And no pitch was called, so take all that back.
Darwin is going to be. I don't know how we score that, but she's out. Let's say she was caught stealing. Bullock is back in the batter's box, waiting another 1-2 pitch because Darwin had left early. And now Coach Emerald is out of the dugout to gain some clarification about why he is not benefiting from a double play. I wish I had commentary to add here. Do you have any idea what's going on there?
I don't. So one thing the viewers are maybe missing is you had Trinity Bullock hit a soft fly ball out to right field. It was caught, but at the same time, you had a runner on first base who took off and possibly took off early. So she was called out. I don't know if the play is dead.
So the official score is right now being told that Darwin left the bag too early, and apparently that makes a no-pitch situation, even though Bullock would have popped out to right field.
What happened was
they're now filling in everybody else.
Darwin left too soon. That is a dead ball.
All right, so count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody's aboard.
No balls. The count stays 1 and 2. 1 and 2. Okay.
All right, we got it. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The scoreboard still shows 1 out, but I believe they should have that corrected to 2 outs as Benson popped out to short prior. As now this 1-2 pitch is rolled over to third base, gloved by McCall, and a low throw, but dug nicely by Hawes. So Round Valley, despite having 2 runners aboard, were able to minimize the damage as Benson scores 1 run off of 2 hits and doesn't leave any on. And after an inning, it's Benson 1 and Round Valley nothing. Show Ford's presentation of high school softball on Night Talk 106.7 and NightTalk1067.com.
The 2021 postseason is presented by Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce. Also brought to you in part by First Propane. First in propane, first in service. K&S Tech Services. For all your IT needs, think K&S Tech Services. Positive Solar. Smile more, pay less. Tyson and Cody Burden and team. And Heels Pest Control. Call 536-6868 to exterminate.
Something else good to come.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Top of the second inning. When it comes time to tip off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition in Arizona with classes starting at just $40 per credit hour. We're always talking about Northland Pioneer College. As Round Valley's trailing after 1, and we'll start the second with Allison Muth, the designated player, then Shiloh McCall, who just combined with Carly Hawes on a nifty way to end the first. They are up second and third here. As back in the circle, Darwin just gave us all an education when she left first early and is now trying to take advantage of her 1-0 lead, but is out of the zone high and away to Muth.
Yeah, that could have been a real momentum killer for the Bobcats in the bottom of the first inning. Starting to get some stuff going with a couple of throwing errors.
The 1-0 to Muth is popped between the lines. Given chases, Bullock is going to stop in the coach's box and have that one away for the first out.
Those are the heartbreakers, Derek. Those foul balls that you wish you could take back.
So nobody aboard. One away for Shiloh McCall, who talked about just a moment ago the tough play she had moving to her left. Didn't have a lot of time to go across the diamond and was able to unload, but Carly Hawes with the nifty dig to make it just a 1-0 advantage here for Benson as she shows bunt on that one and does not pull it back. I don't know if it mattered. It's probably a good pitch. So 0-1 now to McCall.
Yeah, McCall's a junior this year, hitting .432. A couple of home runs to her name as well. Some Comfort Fit Ditchers home runs in there.
She's got her back foot close to the back line as that pitch at the letters are called strike 2. So no balls and 2 strikes as Round Valley was able to get Areola aboard with a 2-out walk. But there she stayed at first base, and that is the extent of the offense for the Elk. McCall trying to get it going with 1 out here in the top of the second, but Darwin dealing, and that one is swung on and missed, her 3rd strikeout.
Great pitch by Emily Darwin over there in the circle.
Down. And this will bring up number 11.
I got a fastball, a little bit of movement on it.
So Carly Hawes steps in for Round Valley. The senior is hitting .426, but potentially save some runs after she was able to pull McCall's throw out of the dirt. That was a tough play for both, as looks like Taylor Fenn's having a bit of a shin guard situation. She has lost one of the straps that would go on her left knee and has had to go over and ask Coach Batten to help her out. I can't tell if it has just become unfastened or if it broke right off. And if it did, I'm not sure if there's any amount of trickery that they could to get that reattached. So it must be unfastened, but it does look as if Batten is tying it over there. It would be the top strap. What's most interesting about this is it didn't seem as if she had to get in the dirt or have performed some sort of catcher's move that would ordinarily have jeopardized straps. Now the home plate umpire has gone over to investigate as this is starting to take a minute.
We got a chance to talk with the coach from the Round Valley Elks, Darren Emerald, and he was talking about how they were doing some drill earlier today just to get used to the heat. Their catcher out here, as we're not used to quite these same temperatures.
Neither side, but especially Round Valley.
Yeah.
As Fenn now is back behind the dish, and Hawes, with her foot on the back line, awaits. As that's the first pitch that she's seen, and it's on the inside corner for strike 1. So that was quite a break there, but it looks as if it was going to be her left knee that was had lost its strap, and everything seems like it's looking as it is designed, as the 0-1 pitch is at the letters but too hot. A ball and a strike now to Hawes.
Darwin's coming in with quite a bit of velocity on those pitches, moving around the corners, hitting her spots. Looks like she settled in a little bit more from the first inning.
She had allowed that 2-out walk as the 1-1 pitch is swung through by Hawes. Now down to the count, a ball and 2 strikes. I think you just got to look back and the way that she has faced all of the other batters, it was just a tribute to her respect for Areola. And she put her aboard with those two outs, and she's now ready with this 1-2 pitch that's on the inside corner. Down goes Haas, looking. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. After the 4th strikeout, and after an inning and a half, it's Benson 1 and Round Valley nothing. Show Ford's presentation of high school softball. I Talk 106.7 and I Talk 106.7.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
2019 World Series.
I really wanted to work with robotics. When you come here, you have to act mature and meet deadlines. It's going to help me and my associates, in which I'll be a step closer in college. I'm going to have to apply these skills to the workforce. My ultimate career goal would be to be a mechanical engineer. MPC is transforming my life.
In front of the plate becomes my question.
All right, leading us off here in the second. For the Bobcats, number 12.
It's a good night for conspiracy theory at the Rose Mofford softball complex. Bottom of the second inning, and Benson leads 1-0. We'll send Garza, Sherman, and Taylor to the plate. Garza going to start things after an eventful first inning that saw Emily Darwin get called out for leaving early. Now she swings at the first pitch, hits it sharply over to Marisol. It's short, but she's got a glove on it. It has a cross and plenty of time to record the first down. We've seen some excellent play from the left side of both infields here in the early going.
And I think that's what Round Valley's game is based on. That's what they're used to. That's what they want to force right here in this game, is to get Benson to hit into that ground ball in the infield and let their girls take care of it.
So nobody on, one away here in the home half of the second. As up comes Kayla Sherman, and first pitch from Walker is just a bit inside.
Nice breaking ball by Walker, just missed the plate a little bit on the inside corner. She's doing a great job of really mixing up her pitch selection, but the Bobcats have so far done a great job of adjusting.
Thought about bunting, but it rose up to the chin, pulls it back, and is now ahead to count 2-0 as Sherman, the senior, hits .460 on the year, 7 extra base hits. They were all doubles. She digs into the right side. She's got her back foot right around the back corner of the plate as she takes a lean and then settles back and then has to move out of the way as another pitch is moving too far inside. And Walker now finds herself down to the count, 3 balls and no strikes. There's nobody on and 1 out here in the bottom of the second inning. Benson leading Round Valley 1-0 here in the 2A semifinals.
Again, Walker's got some great pitch selection here. Just needs to grab command a little bit better.
Again, trying to rise up well out of the zone. And it'll go down as the first walk issued by Walker.
1 on and 1 out. It'll bring up number 23. The right fielder, Taylor.
Shaylin Taylor will step in. Just a junior, hitting .413 with 3 Comfort Fit Denture home runs. She's got a runner on first and 1 out. Her team's already up 1-0. Turns and shows bunt, and we'll drop this one down right in front of the box, and it's going to be mishandled by Ariola, which will strike up between second and third, and coming in hard with the Sherman, and then meanwhile, it looked as if Taylor was also going to be hung out. So I think you got to rule that as a sacrifice.
2 outs. Taylor on
well, actually, they announced it as an E2 on the bunt. But then thrown out at third base, Sherman, I believe that would be scored 5-6. And meanwhile, there's 2 outs in the bottom of the second. And Brooklyn Pullis is up and taking her first pitch out of the zone for ball 1.
Yeah, nice heads up baseball or softball by Ariola over there behind the dish, looking at the runners moving around the horn.
1-0 is swung on and popped toward first. Hustling over to catch that one out for second base position is Logan. And that retires the side after it looked as if Benson was going to be firmly in business. Round Valley able to take advantage of some aggressive base running. No runs, no hits, 1 runner left on, and after 2, Benson leads 1-0. On Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Show Low and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
The theory goes that they were taping.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Macy Soderquist, Kyrie Walker, and then the top of the order with Kayla Logan due up. When it comes time to tip off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition in Arizona with classes starting at just $40 per credit hour. That is Northland Pioneer College. As Round Valley trailing Benson here with 2 frames in the books, 1-0. And Soderquist trying to get it started as she digs in, hitting .410 with 1 Comfort Fit Denture home run. She's got an open stance and her back foot back on the back chalk as the first pitch is down in the zone. She offers at it and swings through. And is now down to the count 0-1. Round Valley yet to start an inning by getting the leadoff hitter aboard. As Darwin, save for a 2-out walk, has been pretty dialed in. 4 strikeouts, including the last one looking, is now showing bunt, putting this one down in front of the plate and hurrying it over as Darwin. Going to get it and throw it over to Bullock at first to retire the first out.
We're down as a 1-3 put out. 1 down. This will bring up the number 9 hitter. Number 2,
Kyrie Walker. The pitcher will come up
Walker.
and try to get a rally started, make herself the benefactor as there's 1 away and nobody on. She also hitting from the right side and also with an open stance, also with her back foot really deep in the box as the first pitch from Darwin is swung on and missed, coming right after on the inside part of the plate.
I think this is possibly an adjustment that we're seeing to the Elks lineup at the plate, Derek, as we see these girls backing up in the box a little bit more of an open stance, giving them a better eye on that release point from Darwin at the mound. She's throwing such high velocity.
And running up the letters and swung on and missed by Walker. Now down to the count 0-2. Walker hitting .263 on it. Now hold the phone. The home plate umpire, we got a ball in play. Shaylin Taylor retrieves and flips it back out of play. And Walker back in the box, down to the count 0-2. 1-0. Round Valley trailing Benson here in the top of the third. As Darwin, already with 4 strikeouts to her credit, has the 5th as it's swung on and missed by Walker.
And you can just see that velocity tearing up Walker at the plate there, with the ball actually reaching the catcher's mitt before the swing was even finished. It just goes to show that Darwin is just really throwing the heat tonight.
So let's see if it looks any different for the Elk after going through the order once. Kayla Logan ready to turn it over and try to get things started with 2 away. She grounded out to third after just 2 pitches seen in the first inning, and this one very close to the front arm, but she's so close to the plate it ends up being called a strike.
And again, you see that adjustment with Logan at the plate here at the very back of the batter's box versus the first inning they were towards the front.
The 0-1, again looking for the inside corner, but this time just off the plate. Looked like a better pitch than the previous. But it makes it even up at 1-1. Get an idea about what Logan thinks about her quick hands, as she is just all on top of the plate against this hard-throwing senior from Benson. Bobcats leading 1-0 as Darwin's ready with the 1-1. This one on the inside corner for strike 2.
Yeah, that does seem interesting in terms of standing that close to the plate with a high-velocity pitcher like that.
No, she's not giving her an inch. So seeing her where she is in the box, and Darwin's coming right after her. Now heading the count 1-2 with nobody aboard and 2 out here in the top of the third. And this one is off speed and right between the numbers.
And that's going to send Taylor down.
Well, that's the kind you want to get hit by. I think the one off-speed pitch we've seen by Darwin today.
Yeah.
He's going to bring up number 9, the shortstop.
Otherwise, that's a lot more painful.
Interesting that she decided to go off speed there after it didn't look like Logan had really given her a reason to think that she wasn't going to be comfortable with that heat on the inside corner. So with a runner on first and 2 outs, Marisol comes up to hit the Elk shortstop that's had a busy day over on the left side of the field. She takes a deep crouch and now is going from first base. The throw is on time, but is going to actually go underneath the covering Wilharm's glove and allow Logan to take second on a stolen base.
So Logan on the stolen base going down to second.
Did Marisol swing at that?
She did.
I think a little hit and run here.
Yeah, they looked like an orchestrated hit and run, swung on and missed, but he ended up with the steal anyways. Kind of a late start, actually, on the run over to second.
So runner in scoring position for Round Valley the first time. But Darwin ahead in the count 0-1. This one running up the letters, but again out of the strike zone and not offering at it is Marisol, who is now evened up in a ball and a strike. Marisol on the season hitting .516. She's credited with 19 RBIs and has a potential game-tying run waiting on second base. She's 1-1 with 2 outs here at the top of the third and a very aggressive lead off of second from Logan as that one was low. 2 balls and a strike now to the Elk shortstop.
One pattern that we're starting to notice from Darwin on the mound is that high-velocity fastball in the inside corner, low below the knees, that's really kind of frozen up the batters over here so far. So we'll see if the Elks can make some adjustments.
2-1 as this one's chopped to short. Gloved by Will Harmon across and not just time to retire the side. No runs, no hits, 1 runner left on. And after 2.5, it's Benson 1 and Round Valley nothing on Cholo Ford's presentation of high school softball at iTalk 106.7 and iTalk 106.7.com.
That's about it.
I really wanted to work with robotics. When you come here, you have to act mature and meet deadlines. It's going to help me and my associates, in which I'll be a step closer in college. I'm going to have to apply these skills to the workforce. My ultimate career goal would be to be a mechanical engineer. MPC is transforming my life.
And it's half of the
Need hats, shirts, or jackets embroidered with your logo? Get custom embroidered products from Little Bluebird Studios. That's right, the company that does the best job screen printing t-shirts and hoodies now offers embroidery. Little Bluebird Studios is a local company with skilled designers that care about your company's image and brand. Call Little Bluebird Studios today, 928-351-7942, or online at littlebluebird.org. Little Bluebird Studios, the company that cares.
Bottom of the third inning, Taylor Fenn, Selena Wilharm, and Tatum Benson do up the Bobcats. That's 9-1-2 as the temperature has plummeted to 92 degrees. Turning into just a gorgeous evening here at Rose Mofford Sports Complex.
Yeah, there we go. It's starting to get cold out here, Derek. I'm glad you brought a jacket.
When I look this good, the temperature makes everything cool.
Man, I tell you what. It's hard to be humble.
Fenn going to start things off here in the third as the first pitch is on the outside corner for strike 1. She's dug in hitting .382 in this her senior campaign. The Bobcat catcher trying to get a rally started. There's just been noise on the base paths for the Bobcats in each of the first 2 innings, but just the 1 run to score for it as this one rolls to the plate, kind of slipped out of Walker's hands. Now make it a ball and a strike.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she maybe grazed her leg on the delivery of that one or if that was just intended to be very tricky. But regardless, we're really seeing 2 totally different approaches by the pitchers out here tonight.
This one's out of the zone high. 2 balls and a strike. As already down to the count 2-1. Want to avoid starting an inning with a walk when you have already seen how aggressive the Bobcats are with the top of the order. Yes, the 2-1 pitch is inside, making her slide out of the way. Now 3-1 here to start the third. Trailing 1-0, and with Wilharm waiting on deck, she pounced early and was able to come around and score, but we'll set that stage when she digs in. Is Fenn, who is down in the count 0-1, but subsequently saw 3 straight balls, waiting for Walker to deal this one at the chin. And she's aboard to start the third inning with a walk. That's just the second free pass that Walker has issued.
So she's on. It's bring up top of the order.
We'll have to see if the Bobcats are as aggressive on the base running as they were in that first inning. It actually ended up costing them an out against this Elks defense on the infield. These guys are really strong on the infield defense tonight and making plays happen, as Wilharm actually was one, as you mentioned, to start things off with that blooper base hit into shallow right field. She had that timing held up on that off-speed pitch to start off the game.
And she is right now the leader for the Beeler Orthodontics straight line play of the game as she awaits the first pitch. This one again swung on the first pitch and rolled over to short. Marisol's going to go to second for one, but that is all that Round Valley will get and score that 6-4. Taking first on the fielder's choice is Wilharm, but now she finds herself in a similar circumstance to where she was when she just was able to get the only one cross onto the previously referenced right now leader for Beeler Orthodontics straight line play of the game, when she was able to take second and third on a wild pitch and then come home on an error as the first pitch now to Benson is, I think, ruled to be inside, maybe high as well, as Benson popped out to shortstop after the bases were emptied following that peculiar pass ball and score from first base from Wilharm. So 1-0 to Benson as she awaits and swings at that one, sends it back to the screen for a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. Even up the count at a ball and a strike.
Yeah, good heads up. Again, defensive effort by the Round Valley Elks, especially over there. Madison Mariscal at shortstop, getting the force out at second, hoping to get the double play turn, but just not enough time with Wilharm getting down the bag.
1-1 is hit between the 5-6 hole into left field for a base hit. Aggressive turn around second. Now throwing behind the runner to chase Benson back. And now Benson is in business with runners at first and second and just one out.
And stepping up.
And that brings up Emily Darwin, who, much as you had just referenced with Wilharm, was able to keep her hands back on an off-speed pitch and punch it into short right for a base hit. After that, she was ruled to have left first base too soon and was wound up being the second out. But she's now got runners at first and second. Her team's up 1-0 as the first pitch is rising up at the letters, and a huge lead taken there off of second base by Wilharm.
Yeah, almost looked like a challenge over there by Wilharm, kind of staring down the catcher, but wasn't going to pull the trigger on that one.
The 1-0 swung on and again belted into 5-6 hole. Wilharm's getting waved home. The throw is going to come up the line and get cut off, but then the throw back to third is going to permit. No! The throw over to second from McCall will cut down Benson. It looked as if the throw back from the plate on the cut, which I think was from Hawes, which would come all the way over from first base to cut that one off. But it looked like the ball slipped out of her hands and then would eventually allow Benson to get back. But instead, a nice play from McCall to get it back over to second base and score that out 7-3-5-4.
5-3 in the first inning.
Darwin with the RBI single is now on first base. And the cleanup hitter in Trinity Bullock is dug in to try to continue the rally here with two outs. She swings at the first pitch and sends a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball out of play to the right side. 2-0 Benson leading. The Bobcats have really done themselves no favors with some of the base running decisions that they've made. Got to go back to the first inning when Darwin was said to have left first too soon.
That's right. Yeah, the Bobcats have really shot themselves in the foot. They could easily have a couple more runs on the board. Instead, they sit at 2-0 with two outs.
The 0-1 to Bullock, nearly over Ariola's head, but she's able to quickly elevate and grab that one to make sure that Darwin remains at first.
The other thing that we mentioned earlier too, Derek, is these Round Valley Elks have really had a strong defensive effort on the infield and have done a great job of being aware of where the runners are at.
Oh, and that hits her in the head. Oh, boy. Bullock doesn't look like she is at all shaken up. She's much braver than I, as that came, I think, right off of the bill of her helmet.
Is that her glass-shattering hit of the game?
Yeah,
could be one of the runnings.
We have two outs.
I'll tell you, when you if you need glass for your home or business, Deemer's Glass and Lakeside is hands down the best place to call. Quality glass for places. Deemer's Glass, call 1-888-GLASS-BAND. I don't know if the good folks at Deemer's want to be associated with beanballs to the head, but Bullock just hopped right up and did not seem at all daunted, as she is over at first base, having been hit by a pitch. Darwin moves over to second. Emerald needed to come out and have a conversation with his infield, as right now his team's down 2-0, but a big inning is in the works as Garza is up. She grounded out to start the second. Recall that after a really aggressive turn around second, Benson wound up getting thrown out while trying to dive back safely to second, but nifty play from everybody in the Round Valley infield prevented it. So there could be bases loaded right now, and taking a first pitch strike is Garza, as there's another really aggressive lead off of second base, this time by Darwin.
Yeah, I think Emerald want to come out and just talk to his infield, run a couple scenarios by them, look at the force out opportunities, get him ready for this next batter.
0-1 pitch is off the plate outside, and now a throw back to the try to chase Darwin back, and a nice toss. Darwin not going in dirty, and she's in standing, but made the play pretty close.
Yeah, Ariola not afraid to throw it down to second, and she actually put one right on the money there.
1-1 pitch is high, and now another aggressive lead from Darwin. I'm taking a look at Newbie in center field. It seems as if she is trying to communicate when she thinks a throw back to second is warranted. Right now with runners at first and second, 2-1 count to Garza as Walker dips and deals, and this one high and off the plate. 3 balls and a strike. 2 outs here. Inning was started with a leadoff walk. The fielder's choice got Wilhelm aboard. She eventually came around and scored on Darwin's base hit, but is at second. 3-1 pitch to Garza is hit the letters. Ball high. Load him up.
Now the bases are loaded with Bobcats.
That's the third walk issued by Walker.
Second, Garzon with a walk at first, 2 out.
Darwin, who had the 1-out single, scored the second run. She's at third. Bullock, who is hit by a pitch, is at second. Garza just walked to load him up, and that brings up Kayla Sherman. She walked in the second inning, and that pitch is very high and outside. Right now, Walker looks like she is pressing.
Yeah, that was a really great grab, actually, right there. Run-saving grab by Anna Ariola over behind the dish. That was potentially a wild pitch scenario.
Just informed that Payson knocked off Tankerverde and is advancing to the championship as the 1-0 pitch. That time taking all the way is Sherman. And she watches that one come over the inside corner for strike 1. A ball and a strike with the bases full of Bobcats. 2-0 Benson leading Round Valley here in the semifinals as it swung on and hit high and deep to right center field. Back at the wall. It's going to come off of it. 2 runs are already in. Now a third is going to come in after the pitch. The throw back in for the outfield gets by a couple of Round Valley players at second base. A bases clearing 2-out double from Sherman has made the score 5-0 Benson.
Yeah, that was a huge hit, and nearly a home run. It was right at the base of the fence there.
Sherman on at second.
Sherman standing at second after giving her team a 5-0 lead, and Shaylin Taylor comes up as the 8th Benson hitter here in the bottom of the third. The Bobcats now leading 5-0 after pushing 4 across here in the third. And the first pitch is swung on and fouled back to the screen. A Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball makes it 0-1 to Shaylin Taylor, who got aboard while bunting in the second inning. It was ruled an error committed by Ariola. The 0-1 pitch on the outside corner for strike 2. Again, aggressive leads being taken by these Bobcats when they get to second base. That time Sherman looked like she was a good third of the way over to third base. But trailing 5-0 right now, just trying to concentrate on the batter, Round Valley, as the 0-2 pitch is on the way to Taylor. It's off speed. Wow. She can't time it. Nice pitch there from Walker, as that's her first strikeout. It comes at a great time, but not before Benson scores 4 runs on 3 hits. A couple of pitchers or batters aboard, one with a hit bat and another on a walk. But 1 runner's left on, and after 3, Benson has extended it to 5-0. It's Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on Night Talk 106.7 and Night Talk 106.7.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Big fan
Hungry
of our
for a
pace.
win? Your stomach is always a winner at Aliberto's. Open daily 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., Aliberto's is the best place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner to satisfy your hunger for real fresh Mexican food. With locations in Shola, Wagon Wheel, Pine Top, Taylor, Heber, Eager, and Holbrook, they're ready to satisfy your hunger and help your stomach feel like a winner. Aliberto's. Real, fresh Mexican food.
And we're stranded on the base.
Top of the fourth inning, Round Valley ready to send Areola, Muth, and Muth, the heart of the order for the Elk. When it comes time to tip off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition in Arizona with classes starting at just $40 per credit hour. Always Northland Pioneer College. Areola was walked. She was pitched very carefully in the first inning when she got aboard with a one-out walk. This time swinging at a pitch low in the zone and gloving that one out of the circle will be Darwin, who runs over and applies the tag. Score that one unassisted. You don't see that very often.
No, you don't. And it's interesting to see her come out so aggressive at the top of the order here for Areola. She did get that walk, which I actually thought that was going to be a huge advantage to her, but she may have taken the wrong pitch on that swing.
So nobody's aboard, one out in the top half of the fourth inning. 5-0 Benson leading as Muth now shows bunt but brings it back as the pitch misses off the plate outside. Muth, I believe, is the only Round Valley player hitting from the left side. So with that in mind, Garza creeping up the third baseline, trying to take the slap away as much as she can. Muth on the year, and they're hitting .535 as her stance is slightly open, waiting for Darwin to dip and deal. The 0-1 pitch is swung on and sent toward left field and will fall for a base hit.
Wow.
The ball gets away from Sherman in the left field, now trying to take second and sliding late. And going to get in while stretching a single to a double. We'll go ahead and score it that way. She did not pause for very long while coming around first.
No, great heads-up base running by Emily Muth, and really actually even a better at-bat. And she's going to give her a shin guard here over. Emily Muth, now the runner over at second base. Great at-bat. I love how she went opposite field. That was very intentional as she saw Garza running in, anticipating the slap bunt. She took advantage of a field. She ended up poking it over shortstop anyways, which would have been a base hit regardless. But really, that was an intentional play by Emily Muth. A great at-bat.
So Round Valley again with runner in scoring position. Second time in as many innings here in the fourth as Darwin deals this one. It's bunted up the third base side, going over to third, but airmailing the throw, and that's going to allow Muth to come around and score. The other Muth is coming into second base and will be standing against after the miscue from Garza.
Wow. Good idea from the Bobcats to go over. They definitely had a play at third base to tag the running Muth, Emily Muth that is, over to third on the bunt. However, an unfortunate error on the Bobcats, and that's going to cause the run to go ahead and score into the Elks' favor as they're getting some momentum going here at the top of the fourth.
They're announcing that as an E6, but that
all the way down to second base.
I don't think
Allison
you can fault Frank Wilhar
game, one out.
for not being able to gather in a throw that I believe Wilt Chamberlain would have had a hard time bringing down. And he was a tall man. But regardless, an error is committed. And it's interesting to note that they were going for the lead runner with one away. Instead of having a runner on third and two out, Benson now facing a runner on second and just one out. And Round Valley with a bit of a shot in the arm is Shiloh McCall, who has had some nifty plays over at third base. He proving me wrong, hitting left side. As she shows bunt, has this one coming back to the screen. A Mount Mobile Auto Glass foul ball has her down in the count 0-1. In the second inning, McCall became the third strikeout victim that Emily Darwin had sent back to the dugout. She subsequently has two more, 5 and 3 and a third. But now watching as an unearned run comes across. Yeah, I think we got to count that as an earned run as the 0-1 showing bunt, but bringing it back as it misses the plate outside. And then creeping out from behind the plate is Fenn to try to make sure that Muth, who just scored the first Round Valley run, wasn't going to get any ideas. The Benson infield is playing the bunt, and it has very little attention from the middle infielders being paid to Allison Muth, who's being allowed a pretty big lead is up the third baseline is Garza. Shaded over to third is Wilhelm from shortstop. Is now moving over to hit from the right side, showing bunt and pushing this one back to the plate. Another Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball makes it a ball and 2 strikes with 1 out here. And a runner in scoring position, though Round Valley trails 5-1.
Yeah, McCall, switch hitter. You see her starting out at the left-hand side of the plate, trying to do that slap bunt over to third, advance the runner, and also end up safe. She sees the infield running in on her, and so she switches over to a right-hand batter stance, still going to try to punch it up to the right-hand side of the field now.
Playing about even with the bag is Bullock over at first as the 1-2 pitch is swung on and sent towards short, and now tangling up shortstop was Muth. Wait to see what they're going to call runner's interference. It's another base running play that you just don't see very often. So Muth will be ruled out 6 unassisted, and Wilhelm was able to shake off the contact and hop up and make a pretty good throw over to first, just not in time. But it was impressive that she was able to make it as competitive as she did. Is called over at first on the fielder's choice. 2 away, 5-1. Benson leading, and both teams have taken a little bit of opportunity to get in their own way. This time, literally, as Carly Hawes is up and swinging at her first pitch. Can't catch up. It's down in the count 0-1. She struck out looking to end the second.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for the Elks, and it's pretty obvious. I don't think that was an intentional interference, but it's just the game that unfortunately can happen, and they end up with an out because of it.
Hawes is tall as she swings and tips this one back a second, having a hard time getting an initial step, but Wilhelm eventually recovers, backpedals, and has the pop-out grab. But not before Round Valley uses a 1-out double and an error to come around and make it 5-1 after 4. It's Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
The 2021 postseason is presented by Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce. Also brought to you in part by First Propane. First in propane, first in service. K&S Tech Services. For all your IT needs, think K&S Tech Services. Positive Solar. Smile more, pay less. Kyson and Cody Burden and team. And Heels Pest Control. Call 536-6868 to exterminate.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable, always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Bottom half of the 4th inning. Brooklyn Polis, Taylor Fenn, and then top of the order as Benson pushed 4 across into third and watched as Round Valley was able to get 1 back. So a 4-run lead as Polis, who popped out to second, starts things and watches an off-speed pitch miss the plate high.
We saw an amazing pitch that Kyrie Walker ended the last inning with, and that was that off speed that just completely froze up the Bobcat hitter. And I can't remember who that was at the moment, but
Polis takes a look at a 1-0 that's a called strike. She's got her front foot on the front line, hitting 500 even with 6 extra base hits and 1 Comfort Fit Dentures home run as she swings and pushes this one to the right side and will dump in front of Soderquist in right field for a leadoff single.
So she is now 1 for 2.
It's interesting. If I were the Elks defensive effort, I would be bringing in that right field line for those opposite field hits. We're seeing that pretty consistently, those little blue hits into the right field, center right field area by the Bobcats, because Kyrie Walker's got such great stuff from the mound. It's really hard to get the meat of the bat on there.
Well, they credit Benson for being willing to go in the opposite direction. But
that's right.
I think you're right, and it looks as if Soderquist is creeping in a little bit. There's an opportunity for some 9-1 putouts as that bunt is going to go right by the crashing McCall, but foul. Not Mobile Auto Glass foul ball, as they were trying to prevent a bunt single here from Fenn, the Bobcat catcher. She's up there with the bottom of the 4th inning. A leadoff single from Pullis to right field as the Bobcats again in business. It's interesting now to see exactly what Pullis might be up to over at first base, because we watched Benson show a lot of naked aggression on the base passes. Another bunt, this time bringing it down, having a hard time on the exchange as Areola, but it didn't look as if Pullis was going anywhere. So making a ball and a strike here to the number 9 hitter with the top of the order coming up.
Looked like Walker knew that was going to be a called bunt, possibly a bunt play there, and going up that high fastball just a little bit out of the zone. I think she just released it a little bit too late.
Fenn moving back in the box, showing bunt again, and watching that one miss the plate outside. Now ahead 2 balls and a strike. Really making Walker work as she's trying to be extra fine, attacking the outside corner as Fenn's consistently shown bunt here. Trying to move Pullis over into scoring position after her leadoff single. Again shows bunt. This time lunges at it and misses to make it now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Okay. Great pitch selection by Walker. Understanding that the bunt is coming, throwing those off-speed pitch. That one a breaking ball with a lower velocity than we've seen, and just causing that chase. Would have been a strike anyways. Just missing the bats.
2 balls and 2 strikes now as Fenn had offered to bunt the first 4, but this time keeping it back. Keeps her hands back on an off-speed pitch. It's rolled over to McCall, who then throws the throw over to second base into right field. Rounding third and coming around to score will be Pullis, and taking third while taking a look at the throw that's just now coming right back in from right field as Round Valley makes a huge miscue and allows 1 run to score when it looked as if a nicely played ball McCall would get her out at first. Instead, she might have got a little greedy and allows the 6th run to come across.
She has scored twice in the ball game. Number 5, shortstop, Selena Wilharm.
So the top of the order now coming up. Selena Wilharm has already been able to come across twice. Still right now with the lead for the Beeler Orthodontics straight line play of the game, as she is now in the batter's box with the infield in and swinging and fouling the first pitch back. A Mount Mobile Auto Glass foul ball as she's down to the count 0-1. She also got aboard and scored after a fielder's choice in the 3rd, but Round Valley not willing to allow any other potential runs to come across on a ground ball, so everybody is inside the bags in the infield as Walker deals this one. It's again fouled to the right side, and again a Mount Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. Wilharm down to the count 0-2, but she should be comfortable in these circumstances, hitting a robust 779 on the year.
Yeah, Wilharm's actually not that far off from the meat of the bat right here at this at-bat, just cutting underneath the pitch just a tad, which is why she's fouling off to the opposite side.
Watches that pitch at the letters. A ball and 2 strikes to the Benson shortstop, who ended the previous inning while having to moonwalk back toward the outfield grass, but was able to get underneath a pop out, and is now a ball's coming back in play. She's down to the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Benson already with 1 run across, nobody out, and another runner at third base. Wilharm waits as Walker deals, swung on and punched up the middle for a base hit. Another run scores, 7-1, the Bobcats lead, and there's still nobody away here in the bottom of the 4th.
Really hard hit ball straight at the middle, and we just talked about it. Wilharm was not very far off on those foul balls from hitting the meat of the bat, and she finally centered one up, put it out in the outfield straight up the middle. Great hit, causing another run for the Bobcats.
So that brings up Tatum Benson. She singled to left field in her previous at bat, but then got caught between second and third as the first pitch to her is above the letters for a ball. Starting to get into run-ruling territory here for the Bobcats, who are trying to advance to another state championship game. They lead 6 as Walker's pitch is swung on and fouled back to the stop. Mount Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. evens up the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Benson was really the first Bobcat to really put good wood on it, as her single right between the 5-6, or right, I should say dead center in the 5-6 hole, was kind of the beginning of sorrows here for Walker, who tries to pull the string, but that one's very inside and low. 2 balls and 1 strike. But that was followed by Darwin, who again ripped one into left field. And that was really what it seemed as if the Bobcats had started to see Kyrie Walker pretty well. Benson trying to keep it going. There's nobody out here as she takes this one into left field, but it's going to hang up long enough for Marisol to get that one with her heels on the grass. First out is recorded, though. It's a little bit of a loud one.
That's the first out.
1 out here with the runner remaining at first, and that brings up Darwin.
And remaining is Wilhelm at first base.
Darwin has a couple of base hits to her credit. In the first inning, she went down as the second out after she left first base early, but again, banged one into left field on her previous at-bat as she watches this one miss the plate outside for ball 1.
Yeah, the strategy by Walker on the mounds really kept the meat of the bat for the most part out of contention with the Bobcats, but if they're starting to see the ball better out of the hand, it may cause danger as there's a throw down to first.
Ariola trying to force the issue, but back safely was Wilhelm.
Ariola's not afraid to throw down, is she?
No, that was without hesitation, as there's a 2-ball, no strike count coming from one pitcher to another. Off speed, she's able to keep her hands back, but pop this one into short center. Circling underneath that one and grabbing it is Newby. A nice pitch there from Walker, as she is now 1 out away from doing an awful lot to minimize an awful lot of damage.
Yeah, an incredible pitch by Walker there. I mean, the velocity must have dropped probably 40% of her previous pitch, but Darwin, great job. I don't know if you saw her. She froze up halfway through the swing, waited a half a second, and then finished it out to make contact. That was going to be an easy swing and miss if Darwin had not had adjusted her swing mid-swing.
Here's Bullock, who was hit in the bill on her previous at-bat. She takes a pitch high and outside for ball 1. She eventually came around and scored on Kayla Sherman's double. Again, had to really give her a hat tip when she took one off of it was very close to the face. Didn't seem at all perturbed by it as she swings at the 1-0 and fouls it back. Mount Mobile Auto Glass foul ball makes it a ball and a strike here with 2 away in the bottom of the 4th inning. Bobcats have pushed 2 runs across, now lead 7-1. Walker, who had at one point allowed 1 run to come across and had a runner at third, nobody out. As a runner goes from first, the throw is going to be in time. Did she hold on to it? Yes, she did. As Ariola combines with Marisol to end the Benson 4th. Bullock will lead off the 5th inning after getting caught stealing from first base is Selena Wilhelm. 2 runs off of 2 hits and nobody left on. And after 4, Benson leads 7-1. Cholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Top of the 5th inning, Round Valley trailing 7-1. Coming up to the plate with Soderquist, Walker, and Logan. That's 8-9-1. And when it comes time to tip off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition in Arizona with classes starting at just $40 per credit hour. That's Northland Pioneer College. But we might have also seen straight line play of the game brought to you by Beeler's Orthodontics. What'd you see, Blake?
That's right, Derek. Areola behind the dish over there, just a huge throw, perfectly in the glove, perfectly placed by Marisol over there to catch Wilharm stealing there in the bottom of the fourth. I mean, you couldn't have had a better throw, couldn't have had a better glove placement right into the tag. It wasn't a late start either. Wilharm had a great punch on the start, great running effort, but I mean, the cannon by Areola just threw her out, and it was just an amazing execution there.
Soderquist swinging and fouling the first one back. A Mountain Level Auto Glass foul ball. Now down to the count 0-1 as she swings through the 0-1 and is down 0-2. So that potentially right now the Beeler Orthodontics straight line play of the game. Beeler Orthodontics live to smile. Love your smile as the Elk were able to get one run back in the top half of the fourth inning. And now find themselves in a little bit of a bigger hole, trailing 6 as the 0-2 pitch is right off of the front arm. Soderquist takes a beat as she paused and then is going to go down to first. And that, I think, is the one thing that every pitching coach doesn't want to see is you provide the free pass after your team pushes 6 runs across. Nobody's out, and already with a runner aboard. And that brings up the Round Valley pitcher and Kyrie Walker, who we were talking about as she was in the circle to end the fourth inning, finding herself in some boiling hot water. Had already allowed 1 run to come across. There was a runner on third. There was nobody out. And after that, she goes out, 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 as she needed some help from Areola to get there, but eventually was able to retire the side and minimize the damage as she takes a look at a pitch low for ball 1.
Well, you're right on the pitching coaches don't want to see that kind of thing happen. Softball, baseball, these are games of momentum. And if you have a momentum shift, it could really change the out course of the game.
Swinging at a 1-0, fouls that one out of play. And after a couple of Bobcat fans were nearly victimized by a foul ball that were left none the wiser, you could hear everybody sounding heads up. Lesson learned. As that Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball makes it 1 ball and 1 strike here in the top half of the 5th inning, 7-1. Benson leading the Elk as the Bobcats have Darwin in the circle ready and dealing that 1-1 pitch that was swung on and missed, and then in a very aggressive lead off from first base from Soderquist. Taking a look down there is Fenn, but can't catch her. Has got to send some credit off to Bullock as well, as she was hustling over to cover first. But back there dirty, Soderquist ready to continue from first base with nobody out, and Walker hitting down in the count of 1-2 strikes. Darwin with the pitch, sends that one low, and it's going to get by Fenn. I think that she was going on the pitch. Soderquist is now standing safely at first. They're going to say that was a wild pitch. I might disagree and think that was more of a passed ball. That's how I'm going to score it anyway, as the runner's in scoring position for the second time in as many innings. This time with nobody out. And Walker up there even in the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. On the year, she just 2 RBIs, but this would be a big one here in the semifinals. Ready for the 2-2 offering that's chopped over to third. Gloved by Garza. Advancing to third aggressively again is Soderquist as the throw goes across the diamond. 5-3 for the first out. But the runner now is just 1 station away as the top of the order comes up with Kayla Logan.
Yeah, that's a great execution by Kyrie Walker. That's what you want to do. You want to advance the runner, get her over to third base. You know, you're not going to win. You know, you're not going to hit, like you said it before, a 5-run home run right now, 6-run home run. But what you need to do is start moving your runners around the bags.
So Logan up, hitting from the right side, again looming over the plate with her back foot on the chalk as the first one from Darwin's on the outside corner for strike 1. Soderquist still getting aggressive leads over at third. As Logan is 0 for 1. She was hit by a pitch in the third inning, subsequently stole second base, but was stranded at second in that third as she is now down to the count 0-1. Darwin ready with that offering as it swung on and hit right into Soderquist's breadbasket as she is not going to remember this 5th inning fondly. And everybody coming over to help her out, and that includes coaches out of the Benson dugout, as she wore that one. It was ripped right off of Logan's bat. She was in foul territory, so it's going to just be viewed as a foul ball, but she is down and hurting. Just a sophomore.
I'm not sure where that hitter looked like, maybe square in the stomach.
Yeah. And right now I think that she's experiencing that panic of trying to catch her breath. But there are many concerned coaches that are standing over, and maybe even somebody working as an EMT. She's still holding on to her midsection with both arms, now being helped up. I think that the greatest concern right now is just trying to help her reclaim her breath as she is getting a round of applause after being helped up. Well, trying not to make light of any discomfort that she's experiencing. Got to go back and look at the way that Logan just barreled up that last pitch. I mean, she got it over there with no time flat, and it doesn't look like Soderquist is comfortable continuing. Or might have also caught her on that same wrist that was just hit by a pitch. But I think that most of her discomfort is from absorbing that one. Right field is Ryan Valley's right fielder, so she is now being helped off of the field, and it does not look at all comfortable with her strides. So Haley Hamarillo is going to come in to run for it, and I presume to take her spot in right field.
Yeah, you mentioned it. That may have been the best squaring up of a pitch that we've seen by the Elks. Unfortunately, it was right into the gut of Soderquist over at third, and everybody's obviously.
So they're announcing that Hamarillo is in for Soderquist. So I think that is not just a running situation.
Holly Jamil will come in number 8. The injury substitute will be at third base.
So she is at third, and after the stoppage in play to tend to the injured Elk,
second strike was the one to make contact with the runner, so it's 0-2.
so the conversation between the home plate umpire and the scorer was whether or not that was a foul ball on the first one or the second pitch. So it's 0-2 now as this one chopped back of the plate and foul. A Mountain Mobile Autoglass foul ball keeps the count the same at 0-2. There's one out as Soderquist had led off the inning by being hit by a pitch, took second on a pass ball, advanced to third when Kyrie Walker had grounded out to third, but then was hit with a screamer as she was standing in foul territory and has since been replaced by Hamarillo. Now an 0-2 pitch coming from Logan, rolls, but nicely blocked behind the plate by Fenn.
Yeah, Logan's hitting team's second highest RBIs, and she's hoping to advance that one right here with 24. The only one higher would be Ariola at 26 RBIs.
The 1-2 is a check swing foul just outside of Bullock's grasp.
You know, again, we talked about it earlier, that the velocity that Darwin's bringing from the circle tonight. If Logan and the Elks can square around on one of those, I mean, we just saw it there, just a check swing, and that was a line drive just on the right side of the first and base bag in foul territory. So
count again at 1-2 after the Mountain Mobile Autoglass foul ball as Darwin back on the rubber. Now dipping and dealing a high pitch that is again approaching Logan, who's crowding the plate. She does not flinch as that one came around the front shoulder. Evens the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Logan's forcing Darwin to pitch into her zone, even with 2 strikes. Good discipline at the plate.
The 2-2 fouled back of the screen. Logan making this a tough out as she is up there with 1 away and a runner on third. Her team's down 7-1. This has been, I believe, the third 2-strike foul ball she's been able to generate. Extending this at bat. There's Darwin getting her sign. Taking a minute to find the one that she likes most, and now deals another 2-2 pitch that's trying to change the speeds on her, but it hangs up, makes the count full.
You know, and regardless if that pitch was just a little bit, released at a later point that she would have liked, that's not a bad pitch. It really changes the velocity for the batter, gets her off speed, and she's probably going to come in here with a little bit of a high fastball.
Ready with the payoff pitch. Fouled back. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. As Logan continuing to battle. Her team's down 7-1, but she's trying to get aboard and put runners at the corners with one out here in the top of the fifth.
And she did do just that. She came back in with a fastball about twice the speed of the previous pitch and really trying to work. This is a battle between the pitcher and the batter right here.
Another 3-2. This time chopped back to the circle. Take a look at third and going over to first. Freezing Hamarillo and winning that war. It's credit Logan for making things tough, but eventually Darwin was able to come away.
Yeah, great play by Emily Darwin. She won that battle between the pitcher and the batter, but what was really more impressive about that play was the look that she had over a high chopper. She was able to grab out of the air and look down Hamarillo over at third, keeping her there and then throwing out Logan over at first base.
This is Madison Marisol, who is 0 for 2. She struck out in the first, grounded out to short. This first pitch is swung on and missed. Right now in the clubhouse with the lead for the Beeler Orthodontics straight line play of the game when she combined with Areola to cut down Wilharm to end the home half of the fourth. She tried to steal second. Down to the count 0-1. She takes a big crouch and then watches that one miss low. 1 ball and 1 strike to Madison Marisol, who's up there hitting .516 on the year. That includes 9 extra base hits, 2 of which were Comfort Fit Denture home runs. She watches this one come in at the shoulders high. 2 balls and a strike. As this is the third time through the order here for the Elk. It looks as if, not necessarily yet, haven't really hit the ball hard, but they are certainly able to be more choosy against Darwin, who's in the circle, having struck out 5 players. This one's rolled over to first base, trying to backhand that one. Bullock allows it to get by her, but backing her up was Benson. She is able to get back to first base and retire the side. Nice play there by Benson to not give up on the play. No runs, no hit, and 1 runner left at third. And after 4.5, it's Benson 7, Round Valley 1. Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Shola Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Shola Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Shola Ford has the best deal. Shola Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholaford.com.
We'll send up their 4, 5, and 6 hitters.
I chose Northland Pioneer College because it's close to where I live. My instructor taught me how to build a foundation and framing and use different tools that I haven't used. There's always been work everywhere. I want to get educated and start from the bottom and learn how to find myself and what I can do. MPC's transforming my life.
Here for the Bobcats, that's 4, 5, and 6. As Bullock was up to end the 4th inning, but that was when Wilharm had been caught stealing on a play between Areola and Marisol. Here's Walker ready to start the 5th inning as the first pitch to Bullock misses high. Getting word that it looks as if Soderquist is being taken to the hospital to take a look at her wrist. That wrist was hit twice in the visiting half of the 5th inning. First when she was hit by a pitch, and then when she took a foul ball line drive while she was at third base. As the 1-0 pitch, thought about offering it a rise ball, but keeps her hands back. Bullock ahead in the count now 2-0. So Hamarillo was in right field after Soderquist was injured. Twice, I think you could call it.
Oh, Miss T, you got this.
2-0 is in the dirt and low. 3 balls and no strikes to Trinity Bullock.
One of those was a hit by a pitch on it looked like her wrist, and this latest one, we just got word that they're actually going to be sending Soderquist over to the hospital to be evaluated as her hand's swelling up. It looked like she may have put her hand in place of that ball and taken it in her hand instead of the stomach like we originally thought.
3-0 is inside high. 4-pitch walk to start the 5th inning.
Is Bullock. Second time Keith walk.
That is the 4th walk issued by Kyrie Walker. And Teresa Garza, who has been aboard on a walk, she scored in the 3rd inning, also grounded out to shortstop in the 2nd. She's hitting from the right side and trying to start a rally here with a runner aboard, nobody out, and watches that first pitch miss high. 5 straight balls sent out of the circle by Kyrie Walker as her team's trailing 7-1.
One thing you got to remember, this Bobcat team's got a .515 team hitting average, and I think a lot of Walker's stuff is so effective because it's hitting off speed, a lot of movement, a lot of corners, a lot of high places, that are well placed. But if you have a disciplined team like the Bobcats coming in, not doing a lot of chases, she's probably receiving more balls than she's used to on those pitch counts.
2-0, this time down the tube. 2 balls and 1 strike to Garza. On the season, she is one of the leading run producers here for the Bobcats. Scored 42 times. That's second best on this high-powered offense. As the 2-1 pitch is above the shoulders, 3 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, we talked about it before, Derek. When you can have that kind of discipline at the plate, you force the pitcher to hit it or pitch into a hitter's pitch, which is going to be way more likely to center up, catch the meat of the bat, drive it onto the outfield for a base hit.
3-1 is high. 2 straight walks to start the 5th inning, and that's going to inspire a conversation from Coach Emerald, who I believe is going to have to
Number 21 now coming to the
go to the pen, so to speak. That's the 5th walk issued by Walker. Emerald is talking to the home plate umpire, and it does look as if he's going to the pen. Walker will move over to right field. Well, we'll get this all set up after this break. As Benson leads 7-1 in the bottom of the 5th. There's nobody out and runners at first and second. Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk106.7.com. Who's this? Number 10? Do we know who?
I chose Northland Pioneer College because it's close to where I live. My instructor taught me how to build a foundation and framing and use different tools that I haven't used. There's always been work everywhere. I want to get educated and start from the bottom and learn how to find myself and what I can do. MPC's transforming my life.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
All right. So Allison Muth is coming in to pitch for Round Valley here in the bottom of the 5th. She inherits 2 runners at first and second. Kyrie Walker is now in right field as the first pitch is bunted right up the circle. It's going to be a tough play, and nobody is going to be able to get a hand on that one. I don't know if a throw came after Muth was able to put a glove on it. So beg your pardon. I'm pretty sure that Walker is now in right field for Camarillo.
Right fielder, Taylor.
Extremely well-placed bunt by Kayla Sherman as a play advancing all the runners. Just kind of caught the Elks off guard right there.
So bases are loaded. There's nobody out. Shaylin Taylor is up and swinging big. Sends this one out of play foul. A Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. Shaylin Taylor has 3 Comfort Fit Denture home runs this season. If she's able to leave the yard, that would complete the semifinal ball game. Her team's up 7-1 here in the bottom of the 5th. This is the first time she has seen Muth. This one called low, below the knees, a ball and a strike. Inning started with Bullock walking on 4 pitches, Garza on 5. That was the night for Kyrie Walker, who has gone to right field. Allison Muth is in on relief. She's 3-0 on the year. As she turns and deals, this one's very high, trying to go off speed. It is now down to the count, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, she's going for the change up there, and she just released it a little bit higher than she wanted to. Great job by Ariola again behind the plate, grabbing that, keeping all the runners at bay.
Infield's in as the 2-1 pitch is low. This one's going to get by Ariola, thinking about it over at first, but instead going to slam on the brakes and allow that one to continue to play out as Taylor is way ahead, 3 balls and a strike. Round Valley trying to preserve its trip to the semifinals.
Yeah, there's really no reason to run right there. Right call by the third base coach for the Bobcats, keeping everybody at their bag.
3-1 is a called strike on the top corner. Make it now full. Bases remain full. No outs, 7-1. Benson leading and threatening. Infield again, creeping in outside the bags. As this one slapped to the right side, putting a glove on that one is Logan going to first. In time to get the first out of the inning. 1 run comes across, makes it 8-1.
That's an RBI. Trinity Bullock comes in to score.
So runners at second and third, and Brooklyn Pullis comes up to hit.
6 runners, Hidche comes in.
It's 8-1. 7-run lead here for the Bobcats in the bottom of the 5th. Corners are still inside their bags. Middle infield is even as Pullis swings at the first pitch and skies this one to short. Marisol is back on left field, but can't get a handle on that one. That's going to allow a run to come in with Garza, and a miscue in the infield and outfield as it looked as if Muth was there ready to call her off, but allowed Marisol to take charge, and she just had a long way to go to try to get that one. So we'll call that E6.
Now a 9-1 ball game.
And that brings, or puts, I should say, the potential winning run on first base. Taylor Fenn will come up and hit. As she's got runners at first and second and just 1 out. The top of the order is in the on-deck circle as Round Valley huddles up in the circle to try to make sure that everybody is aware of their different assignments. Fenn got aboard with a walk in the 3rd inning, and then on an error that she grounded over to McCall. That was when McCall had airmailed a throw to second base while trying to get the lead runner. So the first pitch is a called strike on the outside corner. Big lead taken off of second there by Sherman. Sherman stayed at second wisely as that ball was right in front of her that was dropped by Marisol. And I think Emily Muth was also involved. 0-1 now as Fenn waits. Muth deals. This one bunted, popped up, gathered in there by the crashing McCall. So there's 2 outs.
Really heads-up play by McCall. She came running in from the third base line. That was a bunt attempt, and it just caught a little bit more air than Fenn wanted, and she was able to grab that out of the air for the out.
So that brings up Wilharm. She's been busy. She had a base hit to center field in the 4th inning, but then got caught stealing. She's been aboard all 3 trips to the plate. That included a leadoff single in the 1st, when she eventually came around and scored on a wild pitch and an error. She also scored in the 3rd as she swings at the first pitch, pops this one back to the plate. Ariel is going to give chase and haul it in off the heel of the glove.
Caught by the catcher for an F2. But
2 more runs are scored by Benson on 1 hit, 2 runners left aboard, and after 5 innings, it is Benson 9 and Round Valley 1 on Shoulder Ford's presentation of high school softball and Night Talk 106.7 and NightTalk1067.com.
Hungry for a win? Your stomach is always a winner at Aliberto's. Open daily 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., Aliberto's is the best place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner to satisfy your hunger for for real fresh Mexican food. With locations in Shola, Wagon Wheel, Pine Top, Taylor, Heber, Eager, and Holbrook, they're ready to satisfy your hunger and help your stomach feel like a winner. Alberto's, real fresh Mexican food.
So I think Newbie is hitting, and so did.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
I'm out of time. Round Valley coming up to start the 6th inning. When it comes time to tip off your college education, choose the college with the lowest tuition in Arizona, with classes starting at just $40 per credit hour. It's Northland Pioneer College. It's Areola, Muth, and Muth due up for Round Valley. The conversation we were having before the inning started is whether Merrick Newby is now hitting for Soderquist. She was in as the center fielder and flex player after Soderquist was taken to the hospital after twice being hit on the wrist in the previous inning. Initially, Hamarillo had come in to play for her as the first pitch is swung on and belted to center field and deep and off the wall. It's going to be a tough play to get that back in after it jumped off of the makeshift wall, and it will be a stand-up double to start the inning for Round Valley after she was just inches away from a cover-fit denture home run.
Yeah, and that's the hardest hit ball that we've seen possibly the whole game. Areola just knocked a line drive. I mean, had that caught any more air, Derek, that would have easily been a home run dead center field. And that was just extremely crushed as they're fixing the outfield fence back there.
After being pitched around in the first inning, she came up and tried to jump on the first pitch she saw in the fourth and wound up grounding out to the circle. But that time it was a little bit more elevated in the zone, and she did not miss any of it. So Muth, with Allison Muth waiting on deck, who has become the pitcher. Emily Muth doubled in the fourth inning when she hit one hard to left field, hitting from the left-handed box. There's no outs here. She swings and misses at the first. Aggressive lead from Kayla White off of second, who's in there running for the catcher. 9-1, Benson leading, but Round Valley going down with an awful lot of spirit. As the 0-1 pitch is on the way from Darwin, trying to bunt that one, but lunging and missing. Now down in the count, 0-2. Muth up there hitting .535. Right now, Round Valley above all else needing base runners as it's down 8. Darwin spinning the ball on her hip, shaking off her catcher. She's now got the sign ready. The 0-2 is called strike 3 on the outside corner. That's the 6th strikeout for Emily Darwin, but the first since the third inning.
I think Darwin saw something there in Emily Muth that she took advantage of right there on that pitch selection. You saw her shaking her off, and what we were seeing is almost like a slap bunt attempt by Emily Muth running towards the first baseline, and I think she thought, hey, she's not going to see this on the outside corner, and she took advantage of it.
So runner remains at second after the leadoff double, and that brings up Allison Muth, who swings at the first pitch, pokes this one into center field, will fall safely for a base hit. White will stay at third, and the runners will be at the corners here with one out in the 6th inning. Looks like the book right now on Emily Darwin is trying to jump on her early in the count. Go back to Kayla Logan. She had that foul ball off of Soderquist.
Calling for a courtesy runner.
That was very early in the count.
15 will come in and be the courtesy runner for
Marisol grounded out to second very early in the count. Areola jumped on the first pitch that she saw, and she narrowly missed a home run. And then Muth swings at the first pitch and gets her base hit up the middle to put runners at first and third with just one out. And Shiloh McCall will come up. Or most recently, she had grounded out to short.
Yeah, and that's something we saw early in the game, actually in the very first inning, that they were attacking the first pitch. The unfortunate thing of that is at that point in the game, the timing was not there for the Elks. And I believe now that we're in the 6th, it's starting to come around.
Bunt is shown as coming out of the plate, across the plate, I should say, is Taylor Fenn. Nothing doing from either the runner at first or third, which is McCall and Kayla White, who is in running for Areola. So 0-1, one away, top of the sixth, 9-1, Benson leading. Around Valley here threatening. It's a big swing and a miss as the throw is going to go through. And while there was a potential to reach back and tag, they're going to allow the stolen base to be gathered in. I don't know who that runner is over there, but she's credited with a steal of second. Runner's number 15.
Brindley Hawes, yeah.
Brittany Hawes. So no balls and 2 strikes now to McCall, but runners in scoring position with 1 out here in the 6th. Low in the zone, ball 1. Almost feels like a bit of a relief for the Bobcats. They not have to worry about any more first and third situation. Got Garza, who's in front of the bag at third. Bullock, likewise at first, as the 1-2 pitch is swung on and missed. She tried to check her swing, but McCall could not do it. And I believe that's strike 3. Is that not?
I believe it is strike 3. The ump's calling her out, and I don't know if she's aware.
She's obstinate, but I think that she was just unaware of the count.
Yeah.
So that is the 7th strikeout.
2 on and 2 out. And here comes number
Just 2
11,
outs, 2 away. Run still at second and third, and Carly Hawes will come up and hit. And she is 0 for 2. She most recently popped out to short. Struck out looking to end the second. After getting a couple of hard-hit balls, she takes a big cut and is that one through for strike 1. Inning started with Areola doubling off of the center field wall. Allison Muth with 1 out. Singled to center, put runners on the corners. But right now they're stuck on second and third as Hawes trying to make something happen, but is down to the count 0-1. That one high and outside, ball 1.
Yeah, I think the Elks really are trying to take advantage of that first pitch fastball that generally speaking is right down the middle.
Ball and a strike after that curve was on the plate. Now taking a long look in at her catcher. Darwin ready, and the 1-1 pitch is in on the hands. Nice eye there by Hawes to make the count now 2 balls and 1 strike.
The thing is, with the velocity that Emily Darwin's bringing to the plate, you have to make a split-second decision. The second that ball leaves the hand of Darwin on the mound. So to hold off on a pitch like that, it's got a great amount of discipline for Haas at the plate.
2 balls and 1 strike as that one's inside. Sliding out of the way is Haas to get ahead in the count now 3-1. Now, we don't have an answer as yet as Soderquist. Oh, he called that a strike. Hey. All right. It's been a pretty consistent zone before that, as it's not 3-1, it's 2-2. As Darwin now trying to end the inning with runners at second and third. The 2-2 pitch is swung on and fouled to the right side. A Mount Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. So Round Valley has moved number 20 into the on-deck circle. She will be hitting for Macy Soderquist, and I presume would become the new designated player. We'll get her name shortly as the 2-2 pitch is swung on and hit to short. Short hop taken by Wilhorn going across in time to retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, 2 runners left on, and after 5.5, it's Benson 9 and Round Valley 1. Shola Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Orthodontist Dr. Joshua Beeler has been providing family-friendly orthodontics in Sholo and the entire White Mountains since 2006. If you need braces, stop in and see the friendly folks at Beeler Orthodontics and meet their professional staff. Dr. Beeler and his team have the latest in orthodontics technology, and they work with each patient individually to custom tailor the most effective treatment plan for the best results. Beeler Orthodontics is a proud sponsor of high school sports. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile.
Whoa, whoa.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Valley won. Who you know who they were playing? Nine to 1 here in the 6th inning. Benson with the lead will send Tatum Benson, Emily Darwin, and Trinity Bullock to the plate.
2, 3, and 4 hitters.
Benson is 1 for 3. She popped out to short in the 1st inning, singled on a hard hit ball to left field in the 3rd, but it was eventually picked off in a 7-3-5-4 affair, and then lined out to shortstop in the 4th inning. Team's leading 9 to 1, and currently 3 outs on the defensive side away from returning to the state championship. Whether they'll play River Valley, it was just announced, as they won 15 to 1. Pitch up in the zone, but called strike to Benson.
Yeah, great pitch placement by Allison Muth, coming in with a little bit of a breaking ball. Had a downward movement at the last second, dropped into the strike zone.
0-1 is off speed, and a great pitch there from Muth to get Benson ahead. Now down in the count, 0-2.
Yeah, great change of velocity by Muth there. Between the last 2 pitches, had Benson out in front of that one. Sounded like she might have given a little foul tip on it.
0-2 is very far inside. Benson spins out of the way and evades. A ball and 2 strikes now as she's starting the 6th inning. Her team's up 8. Allison Muth came on in relief, inherited 2 runners, was able to minimize the damage. That's kind of what Round Valley's been doing throughout this one. Is this chopped back to the circle, bending over toward Marisol. It's short. Nice play over to first. 6-3 on the out. 1 away here in the home half of the 6th.
Cannon by Madison Marisol over there, shortstop, throwing out the runner.
So there's 1 out, nobody on. And Benson coaching up Darwin before she steps into the box for the first time against Allison Muth.
And here comes the pitcher, number 14.
If I'm Benson, I'm telling Darwin to look for the off speed. She's going to mix up the velocity there, and she's got a breaking ball that's kind of dropping into the zone from up top.
First pitch to Darwin is on the outside corner for strike 1. Darwin is 2 for 3. She punched a single into the right side in the 1st inning, then was caught stealing while leaving first too soon. Singled hard to left field in the 3rd, and then flew out to center. As the 0-1 pitch is swung on and ripped into center or left field. That's going to be a base hit. We'll get by Muth. She's going to round second. No, she'll slide into second. As she is in with a 1-out double.
A hard hit double by Darwin over there, up at the fence in left field.
So we got 1 out.
1 on, 1 out.
Number 7, Trinity Bullock.
Walk-off run is again at the plate for Benson in the form of Trinity Bullock. She has 2 Comfort Fit Denture home runs. As the runner at second is Darwin after her 1-out double. First pitch to Bullock is off the plate outside. Bullock gave everybody a scare when she took a pitch off of the bill of her helmet in the 3rd inning. She walked and eventually came around and scored in the 5th. She scored twice here. 2 of her team's 9 runs is the Bobcats lead 9 to 1 as this one swung on and hit, chopping over to first. Haas has it on an in-between hop. Nice play. She records the 2nd out, but moving over to 3rd is Darwin. Winning run again coming up to the plate.
And we'll bring up number 12.
That's Teresa Garza. Continue to set the stage here as Garza this season with 6 Comfort Fit Denture home runs. And again, the 7th would catapult Benson into the championship game. As the first pitch is a called strike right over the heart of the plate. 0-1 to Garza, who's walked twice. She came around to score each time. Prior to that, she grounded out to short.
And you mentioned the potential of a walk-off. Right now, we're going to score 9 to 1 for those who are viewing. After the 5th inning, the rule is if there's a 10-run deficit, it's a run rule call.
0-1 pitch is fouled back to the screen. Another Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. As Garza down in the count 0-2. Muth allowed those 2 runners she inherited to score, and it got to be said that one of them involved in errors. This one is swung on and missed, but she has been pitching marvelously in relief. As there is her first strikeout, it strands,
Darwin
Darwin at 3rd, and
that's about it.
That will end the sixth inning with Benson still leading 9-1. Brown Valley with 3 outs to try to make something happen on Shoulder Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
I chose Northland Pioneer College because it's close to where I live. My instructor taught me how to build a foundation and framing and use different tools.
With their number 8, 9, and 1 hitters.
Need hats, shirts, or jackets embroidered with your logo? Get custom embroidered products from Little Bluebird Studios. That's right, the company that does the best job screen printing t-shirts and hoodies now offers embroidery. Little Bluebird Studios is a local company with skilled designers that care about your company's image and brand. Call Little Bluebird Studios today, 928-351-7942, or online at littlebluebird.org. Little Bluebird Studios, the company that cares.
Talon Walker.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Kyrie Walker will then hit 9th before the top of the order turns over. But they got to get some base runners. The Elk need to score 8 runs to try to send this into a potential extra frame. Benson is the number 1 seed as the home team. And after being held off the scoreboard in the 6th, have Emily Darwin coming out to try to go with the distance, as she's got Talon Walker out to hit for the first time today. And she stands big in the box, hitting 400 on the year, and watches that first pitch come off the outside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, and Darwin's sitting at 85 total pitches, 60 strikes, 25 balls at the contest so far, so she's in great position to finish out the game.
The 0-1 count coming to Walker. Swung on and fouled to the right side of Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball, as she's been used pretty heavily this season. This is her 20th at bat. She has 2 Comfort Fit Denture home runs.
There's a high pitch outside, but Walker's pretty tall herself and able to get a bat around on it.
Down to the count now, 0-2 is Darwin. Challenges her, and as this one, a called strike hit the belt.
Strike 3.
That's the 8th strikeout from Darwin.
So Walker,
and with nobody aboard and 1 away,
bring up the pitcher.
Kyrie Walker, who has since vacated the circle, as Allison Muth has come on in relief. And while she allowed the 2 runners she inherited to score, has otherwise pitched marvelously. Walker has moved out to right field as she swings at the first pitch and sends that one over the screen out of play for another Mountain Mobile Auto Glass foul ball. Walker is 0 for 2. She struck out in the 3rd and then grounded out to 3rd in the 5th. With that in mind, Garza creeping over the bag and just slightly up the 3rd baseline. Also over the bag at first is Bullock. Middle infield is back straight away as Walker waits for the 0-1 pitch. He's at the shoulders and high, ball 1.
And here we are at top of the 7th, and I don't think Darwin's velocity has dropped at all. She's still got every bit of juice she had starting in the 1st inning. And as you can see, Walker hanging out the back of the batter's box.
1-1. It's high. 2 balls and 1 strike with the top of the order coming up. Benson with its no doubles outfield. They're playing very deep. As Walker hitting 263 on the year. Steps out of the box ahead in the count now 2-1 as the last 2 pitches from Darwin look like she might be a little over anxious. As the winner of this one's going to get River Valley in the championship, as this one off the plate inside, 3 balls and 1 strike. Now up 8. The one thing that every pitcher is expected to do in this circumstance is come across with strikes. You can't give any free passes when you have a big lead late in the game.
Yeah, and you mentioned they're playing deep. That's the right call. I mean, at any rate, if she gets it out of the outfield, it's just a runner on bag, and they're just trying to keep it in front of them and instead of allowing something to get behind them and extra bases.
3-1 pitches on the outside corner. makes the count full as Kayla Logan, who had a very, very meddlesome at-bat in the previous trip to the plate, waiting in the on-deck circle, and Darwin, I don't think, wants to face her with anybody aboard. So the payoff pitch is called strike 3 on the outside corner.
And that's one thing that Darwin's been able to execute all game long. She's certainly in contention for the player of the game today, but we've seen her be able to hit both corners, inside corner and outside corner, freezing up batters, just not giving them a great look at the ball.
So that's Kayla Logan now, the last chance for Round Valley. She's 0 for 2. She got aboard in the third after being hit by a pitch and stole second. Darwin leading 9-1 here, 1 out away from advancing to the championship game. First pitch is off speed, and Logan can't help but offer up her check swing, fouls it back, a Mountain Mobile Autoglass foul ball to make it 0-1.
So potentially a ball low in the zone. Nice, actually kind of dropping out of the zone, that off-speed changeup right there coming in from Darwin. It's hard not to swing at that, Derek.
I would imagine. As Darwin ready with an 0-1 pitch, called strike 2 on the inside corner, and the Elk are down to their final strike.
And again, Darwin's just been painting those corners left and right, inside, outside, all game long. It's sort of owned that space.
Darwin looking to go the distance as she checks the sign. Logan trying to extend as the 0-2 pitch is off speed. Nice frame job there from Fenn, but that was asking an awful lot.
Yeah. It's hard to frame an off-speed changeup like that.
1 ball and 2 strikes is Darwin back on the rubber. Logan back to crowding the plate. As the sign is had, the 1-2 pitch fouled back. Good cut there from Logan.
I love the change of velocity by Darwin. I mean, she changed that up quite a bit. That's probably one of the faster pitches we've seen her pitch all night, and Logan's still able to get the bat around and at least hang in there in the count.
Count still 1 ball and 2 strikes after that Mountain Mobile Autoglass foul ball. Nobody's aboard, 2 away in the top of the 7th. 9-1 Benson leading as the 1-2 pitch is off speed and just a bit low. That was a really good pitch.
Amazing pitch, amazing pitch. Just missed her spot by probably a couple of inches below the knees, but
eagle eye there from Logan to not offer it that. She wanted to, but saw that thing bending off the plate inside to make the count now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Again, back in the box as Darwin has her sign, deals the 2-2 pitch that swung on and fouled to the right.
Logan just kind of hanging on for dear life here at this at-bat. She's really done a great job watching the ball to the bat, even amidst some amazing pitches by Emily Darwin on the mound.
Well, she had what approached a handful of 2-strike foul balls on the previous at-bat. Now she's continuing to really make Emily Darwin earn it, as she's got a 2-2 count still after the most recent Mountain Mobile Autoglass foul ball. The 2-2 pitch this time is fouled to the right side.
Well, one thing's for certain, she's driven up the pitch count for Darwin. She's now at 100 pitches, 70 strikes, 30 balls on the evening.
Down to their final strike, Kayla Logan has battled. Darwin back in the circle after that most recent foul ball. Now towing the rubber and ready with another 2-2 offering that's chopped to the right side and into center field for a 2-out base hit. Round Valley season continues.
Now the inning goes on with a solid base hit by Logan.
With 2 away and still down 9-1 here in the 7th inning, Madison Marisol is going to come up and look for her first hit, as she is 0 for 3. She struck out in the first inning, grounded out to short in the third, and then grounded out to second in the 5th. That ground out in the 5th had initially got by Bullock at first, but Tatum Benson was on the spot, backing her up and able to go over to first to retire the side, as the first pitch is big swing and miss on a challenging pitch on the inside part of the plate, strike 1 to Marisol. The 0-1 as Benson is 1 out away from advancing to the championship. Swung on and missed. Now way ahead again. Darwin had recently lost Logan in large part because of her ability to fight off 2-strike pitches and stay alive. Now ahead 0-2.
See the velocity change on that last pitch, off speed on the outside corner.
The 0-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Darwin completes the game. Benson will advance to the championship game against River Valley. Round Valley disappointingly ends its best season while coming up short against Benson in the semifinals. But we'll talk about this. There's not a lot to hang their heads about over there. They played a pretty good ball game.
Absolutely. The coach told us beforehand, Coach Darren, he said that this is their best record so far as a team, coming into this 17-1 with 15 wins from Kyrie Walker previously. There's nothing to be ashamed of, nothing to, like, as you said, to hang your head about. Amazing effort by the Round Valley Elks.
Final 9-1. Benson will play River Valley tomorrow for the 2A championship, and we'll start wrapping it up after this at Sholo Ford's presentation of high school softball on iTalk 106.7 and iTalk1067.com.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you: Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
She allowed.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
I mean, if they...
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Hungry for a win? Your stomach is always a winner at Aliberto's. Open daily 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., Aliberto's is the best place for breakfast, lunch, and dinner to satisfy your hunger for real fresh Mexican food. With locations in Sholo, Wagon Wheel, Pine Top, Taylor, Heber, Eager, and Holbrook, they're ready to satisfy your hunger and help your stomach feel like a winner. Aliberto's. Real, fresh Mexican food.
Oh, well, let's just do it on the fly. Benson knocks off Round Valley in the semifinals. Will now go to face River Valley in the championship game as Round Valley rounds out the best season that it had in the program's history while falling to what I believe would have to be regarded as the top program in two-way conference. But they had a pretty good day up into the third inning as we'll start the conversation there when Emily Darwin was able to combine with a series of walks and a base hit from Tatum Benson in a sequence that we're going to identify as the Beeler Orthodontics straight line play of the game. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile. That inning began with a walk issued by Kyrie Walker and then a fielder's choice. Was able to advance her over to first, but that's when the big bats really started to come out, when Tatum Benson and Darwin each had consecutive singles into left field. Had Benson not get hung out between second and third, that was probably going to be an even bigger inning. But those two on those back-to-back hits into left field really set the stage for everything else as those would go down as the Beeler Orthodontics straight line play of the game. Beeler Orthodontics, live to smile, love your smile. Beg your pardon. As now it segues right neatly into the Alberto's Hungry Player of the game. That would be, again, Emily Darwin, who had a pretty good day in the circle, Blake. 10 strikeouts, only allowed 4 hits, and a couple of extra base runners on a couple of walks and a hit batsman. But she seemed like she was feeling pretty comfortable in the circle here in the semifinal matchup.
Yeah, she had an amazing day today. 104 on the total for her pitch count, 74 of those being strikes. And what we saw from Emily Darwin was just complete command of the ball. She had an amazing velocity on her fastball, but it wasn't the fastball that really froze everybody up. It was the placement of that fastball mixed in with an incredible velocity change on some of her mixed-in pitches.
So she, the Alberto's Hungry Player of the game, Alberto's Real Fresh Mexican Food. That's Alberto's. And it leaves us with the Deemer's glass-shattering hit of the game. I want to go back now to the freshman catcher for Round Valley as she came up in the top of the 6th and absolutely roped one off of the center field wall just inches away from a Comfort Fit Denture home run. But instead, Anna Areola had the loudest hit of the ball game as she wound up with a leadoff double while the team was trying to forge a comeback. It really gave us an idea with just that one at bat as to why Darwin was so careful with her and all of her other at bats.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw it beforehand. You know, she had 9 home runs on the season already coming into this contest, 560 something batting average, multiple RBIs, multiple doubles. And, you know, she roped that one. We don't have like that exit velocity camera back here like the big league guys have, you know what I mean? But good grief. I mean, that thing was at the midway up the dead center field fence, and in a couple of seconds, it seemed like. So she just got a hold of it.
So that is the Deemer's glass-shattering hit of the game. If you need glass for your home or business, call Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. It's hands down the best place to call. Quality glass at affordable prices. Deemer's Glass. Call 1-888-GLASS-MAN. We better wrap this up. Semifinal matchup. Round Valley's the number 4 seed falls to the Benson Bobcats, the top seed, 9-1. As we thank you for starting your weekend with us. For Blake and Ashley in the studio, I'm Derek, and we will talk to you soon.
The 2021 postseason is presented by Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce. Also brought to you in part by First Propane. First in propane, first in service. K&S Tech Services. For all your IT needs, think K&S Tech Services. Positive Solar. Smile more, pay less. Kyson and Cody Burden and team. And Heels Pest Control. Call 536-6868 to exterminate. This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of local sports on iTalk 1067 KNKI Pinetop and iTalk1067.com. Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Beeler Orthodontics, Octopus Car Wash, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, Little Bluebird Studios, Comfort Fit Dentures, and Alberto's. And now, local sports on iTalk 1067 and iTalk1067.com. Presented by Sholo Ford. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 1067 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopaniki communications station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of iTalk 1067 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to iTalk1067.com.